Hi, I'm Jennifer Hall, and I am Lexington City Schools Division Director of Testing, and I just wanted to touch base with you about the fall growth assessments and to just give you some information about the report that you received. So starting this year, our students in September took a fall growth assessment in reading and in mathematics, and this was for our students in 3rd through 8th grade. For that assessment, our students received a vertical scale score, which is in the report, and we're going to talk in more detail about that in a moment. In the spring, our students will continue to take their traditional SOLs, and in those SOLs, our students will receive a vertical scale score and an SOL score. I also do want to note that the growth assessments are much shorter than a traditional SOL. Next year, our students should be taking a fall and a mid-year growth assessment. And again, those will have vertical scales with them. And then again, in the spring, their traditional SOL that'll have the SOL score and a vertical scale score. Again, these assessments are for students in 3rd through 8th grade. However, if a student is enrolled in a high school course, they do not take growth assessments. So for 8th graders in Algebra 1, you will only receive one report, which is their reading growth assessment and not their math growth assessment. So I'm going to talk in detail about the report you receive, which is called the Student Detail by Question, or the SDBQ. And this would be an example of what your report looks like. At the top, near the top right, is that vertical scale score. And for this assessment, we don't really have anything to compare that score to. That score will become more important in the spring when we have another vertical scale to compare it to. The SDBQ is broken down into categories. So for the reading, this has a fiction and a nonfiction categories. And then within the categories, there's item descriptors. So these would be the types of questions your child had on their assessment. Item descriptions are always ordered from incorrect to correct and then based on the level of difficulty of the item. So we can have higher level, medium level, or lowest level for the item difficulty. This is an example of the vertical scale score range. So in theory, as your child progresses through school, their vertical scale should rise for both reading and math because they are becoming better readers and they're becoming better mathematicians. One thing I do want to note is that there is going to be a parent portal coming soon. We don't have a lot of detail about that because the state has not released a lot of detail. The parent portal is going to be through Pearson, which is a company that the Commonwealth of Virginia uses for testing. This is going to be different than the parent portal that we use for grades. As of now, it should be coming out in mid-November, and that's when we as a school will have access to that, so you'll just need to give us time to get that information out to you. To log into the parent portal, you'll have to get an access code from us, and then you'll probably have to type in some sort of information like your child's birthday. The parent portal gives you the SDBQ, but it also has videos that go over your students' strengths and their unfinished learning, and then it also has practice material. If you have any questions about fall growth assessments, you can contact your building principal.